I get a call one night, and it's the guy who tells me he's an agent for Jose Canseco. Did I know who Jose was? And I said, yeah, the baseball player. Well, I'm calling because Jose has retired from baseball. He's starting a boxing career. We just secured a venue for his first fight. It's going to be in Atlantic City. And we'd like for you to fight him. And I said, why? He said, well, busiest shopping weeks of the year. You're in local television, you're a former athlete. You'll help promote it, and we want Jose's career to start off with a win. And something about just hearing that sort of just made me bristle. I said, listen, there's no way he's going to beat me.
Well, I'm from St. Louis, a suburb of St. Louis called Kenlock. Really, really bad place. But, you know, I didn't know it was bad. I didn't know it was poor because everybody else around me was the same way. Football in St. Louis is like king at the time. You know, the Cardinals were the big thing. O.J. Henderson, Stump Mitchell, Vai Sikahema, kick returner for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Cardinals' best offensive play is about to happen here. That's Sikahema punt returning.
I'm from a small island in the South Pacific called Tonga. I'm the first Tongan to ever play in the National Football League. My father's a boxer, and the master plan in immigrating to the States was to train me to be a fighter. My dad, his dream was that I would be the heavyweight champion of the world someday. The style that he taught me, he called it Philly style. It was patterned after Joe Frazier. Frazier was a smaller guy. My father's 5'10", I'm 5'8". He didn't think I'd ever get any taller than him. So he said that the way we're going to fight is to take away the taller man's reach, bring that left hook and catch somebody in the jaw.
The left hook, bam, double left hook.
So I fought Golden Gloves as a kid, close to 80 amateur fights. At 14, you know, my boxing career ended, primarily because I went to high school and found out how to play football.
Touchdown, Vai Sikahema!
This is around about 10, 11 years old, 12 years old. My uncles used to always go down to Busch Stadium, and my uncle would always bring me down just to see the players.
They had a parking garage that was right across the street from the stadium. Every game day, there were packs of kids who would follow you out as you'd cross the street and walk in. He only stood out for one simple reason. He was wearing a pair of shoes that was clearly too small for his feet. So he had taken a razor and he had cut the toes, the top of the shoe off. And he had socks on, but you could see that his toes were sticking out. And it was late in the season, so it was cold.
So he sees that, he said, man, come with me. So he walks me in to Busch Stadium. It's the first time I've been to a place like this. He walks me into the locker room.
I asked him what size he wears, and he said, we're a size 12. I said, what size are those shoes? And he said 10 and a half. So I went over and grabbed turf shoes so he could wear them as tennis shoes. Roos. Kangaroos was the name of the brand. Walter Payton was the #1 endorser. That's what I remember. You know, I wouldn't have remembered his name. I wouldn't have remembered what he looked like. I just remember he was a big kid who would cut out the toes of his shoes.
After all this happens, I'm in that locker room and I'm in amazement. And I'm like, I can't believe this just happened. I was talking to Vai Sikahema. He picked me out of all these kids. From that point on, I definitely followed his career. Made sure I knew where he was.
Touchdown, Vai Sikahema!
I remember he came to Philly. Then he did the famous return, boxing the goalpost.
The goalpost padding was blue. It just so happened that as a kid, the heavy bag that we worked on was blue. So I went over there because I knew my father would get a kick out of it.
Vai Sikahema is punching the goalpost. He's so happy.
Didn't take long to get into the locker room. The media came in. Man, that was awesome. Rocky Balboa, Joe Frazier, this is a fight town. You understand what this means in Philadelphia? I said, yeah, that's right. It's a fight town, and I'm part of it.
Here comes Landon and Trey Boy and Dad. Yeah. All right.
People remember that one moment.
Be like Rocky.
It sort of created this legend for me in Philadelphia. I only played 2 seasons for the Eagles, but people think I played here much longer, and they think I had a much better career than I did. Then I retired as I got hired by a local TV station. The NBC station in Philadelphia hired me to do weekend sports and to report 3 days a week.
Well, in high school, my freshman year, sophomore year, I played varsity. My junior year comes around. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like playing anymore. So I quit. Didn't even play my junior year of football. Went straight to basketball. In fact, I wanted to be the next Charles Barkley. But I wasn't going to go any. I had Division II schools calling me for basketball, no D1 schools. So, I mean, I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to go with what's going to send me to school.
The Eagles were on the clock, and they've selected an offensive lineman, the tackle out of Kansas State, Barrett Brooks.
The next day, all the draft picks fly to the teams they got drafted at. We can come out to talk to the media and tell them who we are, and they introduce and everything.
I'm sitting in the media room with everybody else. Door opens behind me and they walk in.
I see Vi out the corner of my eye. I'm like, Mr. Sikahema, Mr. Sikahema.
And I look up and I say, hey, how you doing? He says, it's me, Barrett Brooks. I go, welcome to Philadelphia. You know, second round draft pick, that's pretty cool.
I said, no, bro. You gave me my first pair of shoes. You gave me the Ruse. Remember the Ruse?
I got up and I said, you gotta be kidding me. He goes, yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. And guess what?
Mr. Sikahema, I can afford my own shoes now. He was like, what?
I can buy any shoe that I want now, man, but thanks to you, I'm here. I watched with great awe and I watched with great pride because to me, he's like, this is watching one of my kids. I knew him when, and then he becomes an NFL player.
It's all on you, Barrett.
And has this great career and wins a Super Bowl.
It's a touchdown, Pittsburgh! Bootlegging on their keeper left.
Get her done. All we got to do. We do our job, they don't want it.
We've remained close since then. We ended up living and raising our families in the same area, in the same city, ended up in the same profession, television.
And lo and behold, who comes up out of the fold again? Vai Sikahema.
You know Barrett?
Got me pointed in the right direction to polish what I'm doing in my craft.
We met when he was 12 years old, my rookie year in St. Louis. He was a 12-year-old kid. He used to come hang around.
It's been one of those fun little stories that we've had that Barrett and I have shared.
And we reconnected. We've been friends ever since,
So Irving Fryer came and approached us and said, hey, can you come to my church and tell that story? Yeah, sure. When we tell the story, at the conclusion of the story, he calls a couple of kids up and he presents shoes to two little boys that were brothers, and he says, I'm going to do for you what Vi did for me. You guys take these shoes home and grow into them. Then he went on and talked about what growing into shoes means, being a man and growing into responsibility.
I wanted those youth to understand that you never know who's going to be there to help you out. And when they help you out, you got to do the same thing in return. Play it forward.
Are you aware he once boxed Jose Canseco for charity?
Yes, of course.
You know, we went down there and it lasted like a minute and a half. I hit him with a left hook and dropped him. He was in shock. But he was tailor-made for me, so it really was unfair for him that we ever got to the ring.
In Philadelphia, we will chop you down.
He's going to give his all and everything, and I knew he was going to make it happen. What a lot of people don't know about Vi is he gave his winnings, $5,000, to the widow and 3 kids of a Philadelphia police sergeant named Steve Lesbisky, who had been killed in the line of duty a few months before the fight. Now, I could definitely say he's my father away from home. You know, he's my father. My pops passed away, but guys like him, you know, they come once in a lifetime.
That was 30-plus years ago, man.
Walking in that locker room showed that there's more in this world. He showed me that I want to be a part of something as big as this.
It hasn't been just his career that makes me proud of Barrett. I'm proud of Barrett for who he is, for the kind of person that he became. Barrett graduated with a degree from Kansas State. He's got an MBA. I'm proud of the kind of husband and kind of father that he is. That's what cemented our relationship.
Look, it all started with a pair of shoes.
All started with them shoes, man.
Pair of shoes, that's how it all started.